guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to use our cute little chick face layered embosser. It's a fairly straightforward design. I'm going to use some pastel yellow as our base color. That is just yellow gel color from the Sugar Art. I've got some pink, which is some diluted red fondant, which was colored with the red rose, I believe. Red rose gel from the Sugar Art. And then we have some orange that we'll be using, and that was colored with orange from, you guessed it, the Sugar Art. Okie dokes. Now, to start with, I'm going to dust our stamp, and then knock off the excess. We're going to come on with the pink in the bow first. I'm just going to color block these. Not too worried about shading, but that's something you could do if you're into it. So this design has, the bow has a few different levels. So where it meets the face, I'm going to make that level here. I'm going to make that level around here, and then as you come up to the top of the bow, we're going to actually make that level with the top of the stamp. So it means you'll be coming up on a bit of an angle just to make those points. You want to make sure that you don't have too much icing sticking over the height of the stamp, because when we stamp it, that will all ooze out. So we're going to pull that away as we go. So we're just going to clean up the edges of the stamp so we don't get any transfer when it comes time to stamping it. To do that, I'll use a little ball of fondant and just rub it around the edges. And that should pick up most of the residue. If you find you sometimes have trouble stamping, you can pull the icing back from the edges of the stamp. Sometimes that will help release it when we do stamp it. Okie dokes, now the bow is done, we're going to do the beak. With a bit of orange. And then this is all level, so we're just going to scrape off the excess icing we don't need. I've got a little bit of a hollow there. If it's too hollow, you'll find that the icing becomes a bit opaque and you will see any other colors you've put over the top. But since we're putting yellow over the top, it's probably wouldn't be that recognizable. But say if you were stamping orange onto black, you would definitely notice the black underneath it. Just make sure that this is level. Perfect. I'm not going to worry about doing the eyelashes. You could color them in black. It's definitely thick enough. The only issue would be getting the black icing sort of around the edges. If you don't clean that up properly, it will transfer over when we do stamp it. So That's all we're putting into the stamp right now. I'm going to roll out the base and then we're going to stamp that onto that. Okay. So I will move these out of the way. Give the bench a good dusting. Roll this out. Rolling this out to about 6 mil. Since we are going to put a bit of pressure onto it, we want it quite thick. Because we do have that extra bit of depth we need a stamp to. So the extra depth or height to the icing is important. Before I stamp this, I will give another bit of a dusting, just so we don't stick to the bench. Then we'll take the stamp, apply some pressure. If you want, grab your trusty rolling pin. You don't need the guides on there. Then just give it a nice, firm, even press. And then hopefully this will just pop off. Easy peasy. Very cute. Now, use my brush just to dust off any cornstarch, corn flour. I don't think there's not much there actually. That's fine. So there's the design. I'm gonna come through now and just paint the eyelashes. So I'll be using the Master Elite. I'll be using the Master Elite Black. I'll take the color solution, drop a few drops into here. Grab my little paintbrush. Our eyelashes done. So let that evaporate out and then we'll put the lid on later. A little bit of powder there. Now, I don't know if you can see this little black dot. Sort of gone out of the lines there. What I'm going to try and do is tidy this up. Let's see if it can be done. So just using my needle, I'm just trying to scrape away. Like I say, it just depends how pedantic you want it to be. I wanted it to be that pedantic. Perfect. Okay, so our little chicky face is done as a very, very easy design. You can make it as hard as you want or as easy as you want. We're going to take our cutter, cut out our base. Check the edges. And we put that onto the cookie base. And then we just slide it across, make sure it fits on there nicely. Okay, and there we have it. Cute little chicky face.